I'm back on the screen where you can see your data sources, dimensions, and metrics. We are going to add a field, and it's going to be a calculated field. Now I can start adding my formula. The first one we are going to see is the case when formula. You might be familiar with if. What if does is that I have one condition, and if it's true, is one result. If it's false, is another result. It allows me to have only two results. So for example, if my landing page equals stationary, then it's gonna be called stationary. That's result 1. Result 2 will be other. But you saw that we have many landing page groups. So I want, in addition to stationery, I want another group called apparel, and I want another one called lifestyle. To do that, I need to use the case when formula. Case when always starts with case. And then I add my first condition. When landing page equals stationary, then the result will be stationary. Then I will add my new condition. Starts again with when landing page equals apparel, then the result will be apparel. And finally, the third condition, which is when landing page equals lifestyle, then the result will be lifestyle. So before we only had stationery and other, now we have stationery, apparel, and lifestyle. And if I want to have other, I can add else, which is if it doesn't fall any of these three conditions, then it will be something else, in this case, other. And the only thing that I need to add at the end is the word end. And now my formula syntax is correct. I just need to add a field name. Field name will be landing section version 2, and I could save. I'm not gonna save because there is no landing page that equals stationery or apparel or lifestyle. We have landing pages that contain stationery, that contains apparel, and that contains lifestyle, but not just equal them. So what I need to add to this formula are regular expressions. Initially, I wanted to start with case when and just make clear what the syntax of the formula is. It starts with case, it ends with end, and then you add your conditions in between. You have when, your dimension equals or contains or whatever, something, your condition, then, you always need this then, you have this result. The result is text, in this case. And what I need is to add regular expressions. For that, I'm gonna add another line under when landing page equals stationary, and I'm going to copy this when landing page equals stationary, then stationary. And before landing page, I'm gonna start adding my regular expression functions. Therefore, we have regex extract, replace, match, and contains. I'm gonna use match. The difference between regex, match, and contains, this one, the match one, is the one that we were using for the table with the search box on the table. And what it does is that the regular expression that we write, it has to match exactly with the landing page that we are searching for. If not, it will be contains. We can write a regular expression that contains, that is contained in the landing page that we are searching for. I will show you with an example. I'll show it to you with an example, but I'm going to start with regex match. Regex match, and then I open brackets. I need my dimension, which is where I search, followed by a comma, and then my regular expression. In this case, instead of just stationary, I want dot star at the beginning of stationary and at the end. That's because I want to search all the landing pages that contain stationary. I don't care what they have at the beginning or at the end. Then I close brackets, and then I have then and the result, which in this case would be stationary. I'm gonna do the same for the other rows. I'm gonna delete the first row, and then for the other rows, I add regex match before landing page, open brackets, I have my dimension, comma, and then I have my regular expression, which is dot start apparel, dot start, and the result is apparel. My third condition, I use again regex match, open brackets, the dimension, landing page, comma, the regular expression, which will be dot star, then lifestyle, which is my result. I can see here a syntax error is telling me, and it's because I didn't close the brackets after lifestyle, and I didn't do it either after apparel. I can see another error, and in this case, the bracket was in the wrong position. So now my syntax is valid, and it allows me to save the formula. I was mentioning between regex match and regex contains. In this case, because it's match and it has to be exactly the landing page, the name of the landing page, I need to add dot start at the beginning and at the end. If I use contains, what I'm saying here is that if I remove the dot start, is that my landing page contains stationary. So this regex contains just with the regular expression stationary, which in reality is not using any regular expressions, is the same as regex match, stationary with the dot star at the beginning and at the end. Because in contains, it will only look for the regular expression to contain, to exist my stationary in landing page. In match, what I write here has to be exactly the same as the name of the landing page. Because dot start replaces 0 or more characters, this equals any landing page that contains stationary. Now I can save. I click on finished, close, and if I go to my table, I'm gonna add the first dimension that I created first, landing section, and then I'm going to add also landing section version 2, and as you can see, landing section 1 and 2 have the same values because the formulas, the fields, what they do are exactly the same. They're the same dimensions. The difference is that I created one using groups and I created the other using a formula. The groups option is very recent. So until now, everybody had to write formulas. And then whichever you prefer to write a formula or to use groups, then that's a personal decision, that's a personal opinion. I prefer writing formulas because it's what I'm used to, and sometimes writing a formula is the only way to create a custom dimension. Later on, I will explain how to create custom metrics. If you are creating custom metrics, you are gonna need to use the formula. You cannot use group by.